Hey, why do we lie so much? We as human beings lie all the time. Some people lie once a day, once a week, once a month. Some people lie 100 times a day, 1,000 times a week, and a million times a month. I know the math didn't math there, but anyway, you get the point. Why is that? Why do we lie as human beings? I don't know if animals lie or not because I haven't heard them lying, at least not to me. But why is that? Why does it happen? It's a bunch of reasons, a bunch of paradoxes that I'll try to explain here as much as possible in the shortest period of time. The first one could be to save ourselves. Human beings are very good at saving themselves. Because it's much better to save yourself than to put yourself into a vulnerable position. Because our human brain says vulnerability means danger, danger means your life is in threat, life is in threat means death. Which is not the case, but death in modern society does not need to be physical. It needs to be your ego death, or the death of your self-respect, or the death of the fact that people are going to know that you lie and that you make up things and that you are not honest or trustworthy, and that would affect your self-respect, or the image that you have made in the society is going to be affected, and you are not okay with that. So, well, let's lie a bit. Who cares anyway? The other point would be it is much easier to lie than to change yourself. Well, the sun rises from the east and sets in the west. Let's lie. The sun rises in the west and sets in the east, and that is why I get up late. And that is why everything in my life is messy. And that is why I cannot make up my bed. And that is why I am unreliable on coffee. And that is why I am sleeping late and waking up late and my life is mess and blah blah blah. Okay. Done. So you lie to save yourself and maybe not change yourself. And what next? Well, you lie to actually make things easy for yourselves. I'll give you an example. Imagine someone called you up and said, well, let's meet at 6 if you're free, and this person is really close to you and you don't really want to break their heart. So what are you going to do? Say yes and be trapped for 4 hours, or say, oh my god, I'm having the most terrible headache or stomachache or backache and I cannot be there because I need to be wheeled down from there. Well, say the second one, it sounds much better and traumatic, and the other person is going to have sympathy for you and they're going to be empathetic. So let's do that. So let's lie. Why not? Well, what are the other reasons that make us lie? Well, there's one more reason: to make ourselves feel better or superior. This is the problem that human beings have had ever since the inception of time, to just be a bit better, a little bit, an inch, a point, 100 basis points, 10 basis points better than their peers, their friends, their parents, their siblings, sisters, brothers, their spouse, their kids. I would just want to be a bit better, a little bit, like this much, this much, this much. No one's even going to know what it is. So let's lie. Like, how is lying going to have to be a better person? That should be a question. Well, it's easy actually. If I lie, I'll try to manipulate the situation. I'll try to make the situation bend towards me. And when the situation leans towards me, I can give it the way I want it to be. Alright? For example, the example I gave for the person meeting in your life, a really special one, in the previous one, a minute ago, when you lie there, what are you doing? You're actually changing their plans. So their plans was to meet you, and your plan supposedly was supposed to be meet them in a place, in a restaurant, whatever, and spend 2 or 3 hours and have a good time and be merry. But you didn't do that. You actually regulated that, manipulated that in a way that you thought would be good, and then you changed their plans and you changed your plans as well. And you were the one who were sailing the ship. So you felt good because you had the control. Now some people call that manipulation, some people call that, well, just a little white lie, who cares? But who knows, who cares? I don't know. Last but not the least could be to safeguard your interest or protect your own well-being. Now, how does lying protect your well-being, mental, physical, emotional? Very easy. As the example I gave, the person you were supposed to meet could be a very boring person, could be a person who can literally drain up your cells and could leave you flustered, exhausted. So, well, why not lie a bit and say you're not good enough or you're not well enough and you need to be wheeled down from that place if you even attend, and just have a good day. Just sit on your couch, watch some things that you really want to watch, or scroll like crazy, doom scrolling, which you say, and have a really good night and sleep. Why waste time on someone who is anyway going to leave you exhausted and flustered? Let's do that. So that is why you lie. But I lie too.